The Daily Show with Trevor Noah is broadcasting from the convention cities. In Cleveland last week, Noah picked apart Donald Trump's acceptance speech.
So if you've been watching the show while hiding under your bed, I want you to know that you can come out. Come out. Come out. Oh, come out unless you're Hillary Clinton.
This is the legacy of Hillary Clinton. Death, destruction, terrorism, and weakness.
And weakness. Only Donald Trump would think that weakness is worse than death and destruction. Because you end on the worst thing, Donald. Death, destruction, and weakness. That's like your doctor going, you have cancer, AIDS, and a little spinach in your teeth. There's a little, yeah, right there. Yeah, you gotta watch that.
This week, The Daily Show has taken on the Democrats here in Philadelphia. Trevor, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I assume that being here for a comedian with a Daily Show is like candy.
Candy.
Is it candy? I feel like...
Does it taste good?
I feel like last week was candy, or an extreme form of candy, and then now we're going to a more measured food. Maybe this is fruit, still sugar, but it's not as extreme.
And Michelle's speech, you talked about Donald's speech when you were in Cleveland.
Wow, it was goosebumps for everybody.
For everybody.
It was. I could feel the machinery of the DNC ticking, going, when do we get her into this conversation? Do we wait for the girls to go to college? How do we get Michelle? Because she was electric. I mean, her command of the microphone, her command of the audience, you know, the ride that she took everybody on, it was truly one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. I even said yesterday, I was like, I would steal her speech as well. I really would.
That resonated with everybody.
Has been done before?
I believe so. I believe so, Mr. Rose. Or it's inspired others, is what I should say.
As a comedian, though, how do you decide the line you're going to straddle, to cross or not cross? How far do you go? Like Sarah Silverman yesterday on the stage said, Bernie Busters, you are being ridiculous. And she was a Bernie supporter.
Yeah, Joe, I think she still is a Bernie supporter, which is, and I was glad Sarah said that. I think, you know, as a comedian, you're in a position where you're trying to joke about what's happening. At the same time, Sarah Silverman, I don't think, wanted to go full comedian at Hillary's convention. You don't want to make the story about you. You have to be measured at that point. And I commend her. She came out, she said what she needed to say. I think it was strange to be in a place where Bernie fans, I mean, spent the entire day booing. Yes. You know, it was booing, I mean, booing Sanders himself, which is strange.
When he said nice things about Hillary.
Which is a strange thing. But I mean, even early in the day with his delegation, they were booing Bernie, and in my head I went, but you're here for Bernie. And it's just people shouting, boo, that's not what Bernie would do.
To
Bernie Sanders, how do you say that's not what you would do? It's a very strange thing to have happen. But I guess that's where the race has gotten to.
Let's talk about tonight. I mean, we're going to have an extraordinary, historic night. For the first time in American history, a woman will be nominated as her party's nominee to run for president. And then her husband, a former president, is going to give a big speech about her and her opponent. You're from South Africa. Describe that perspective, watching this happen.
Well, in my head, I'm going, why did it take you so long?
Yeah, America.
You know? Yes, it's a strange thing to see. The rest of the world has always looked to America as the leader in not just politics, but in the free world. And to only now be getting to the point where you're electing a female nominee. And I always say this at the show, we go, how is it that the media and I guess the narrative has gotten us to the point where we've forgotten that Hillary's the first female nominee? People treat it like it is not a momentous occasion. People try and make us focus on everything. Like, did you see all these emails? There were 7 emails. I tried. Do you know how many emails we had to read through? We found 7 out of 19,000 emails
that were
actually had something. And the worst thing is, it was salacious, but then people turning it down. People going, I don't think we should do that. And no one talks about that. And you're like, is that really what you're going to allow you to focus on? This is one of the most momentous occasions in American history. And Michelle Obama said it best, to have her daughters look and say, that is something that's possible.
Coming from South Africa and living here in the United States, is politics a natural interest of yours?
It really is. I think I didn't realize how political I was until I came to the U.S. So what I consider political in South Africa is a very strong position. You know, it's somebody that is out in the streets, somebody that is protesting. We're a political nation. I come from a nation that was given its democracy through unrest, that was given it through the political struggle. So when I came to the U.S., they're like, are you political? I was like, oh, no, I'm not really. And then I realized, oh no, what I consider low-level political is what's considered militant by your standards. Yeah.
I know. And what fascinates you watching this whole thing unfold, Trevor?
I've never been on the inside. People take this for granted. They go, "You're from South Africa. Why do you care?" I go, "Because we go where you go. We fight the wars you fight." You know, it's the same in Australia. When I go there and do shows, people are like, "What's Donald Trump going to do, Trevor? I mean, if he goes to war, we're going to go to war with him. Yeah. What's he saying out there? Can't believe it." And you've got all these people who are focused on a country that leads the free world. That's why NATO is so frightening. Donald Trump is not saying this just for America. Everyone that is part of NATO is now part of that conversation. So basically, America is your friend who's starting fights outside the club, and you have to get involved. If that fight breaks out, you can't back away and be like, I don't know what this is about.
Yeah. And you're collecting material because you're going live on Thursday.
We are. We're going live on Thursday, which is really exciting after the speeches. Yeah. After Hillary steps up there and those, I think the room will be so electric on my balloons won't drop. They'll go up. They won't be able to stay. They won't be able to stay down.
Like a room without a roof, Trevor.
Reverse gravitation.
Thank you so much, and we love what you do, by the way. So thank you very much. Every morning.
We feel the same. Thank you.
The Daily Show airs on Comedy Central.